This list contains major spoilers from Black Adam. The Rock is back dominating the box office with Black Adam, giving the DC Extended Universe its best opening night in years and an exciting push forward to future films. The hype leading up to the film has been extreme, with Johnson touting the same line: "The hierarchy of power in the DC Universe is about to change," and in a way, it has. Black Adam has received some polarizing responses from fans and critics alike, critiquing it for oversaturated action and a jumbled script, while also praising it for the fun characters, performances, and visual effects. Regardless of mixed reviews, Black Adam sets an exciting pace for what could be the DCEU's future, which has been questionable following the strange cancellation of Batgirl and the reorganization in Warner Discovery. With the introductions of compelling new characters and the long-awaited return of Henry Cavill's Superman, there are fun foundations to build on. In teasing that future, Black Adam does sport some interesting Easter eggs. Whether hidden in the background or referenced in the dialogue, these details acknowledge Black Adam's history, the connectivity of the DC Universe, and the people behind the film. Amon's Comics' Black Adam shows how the world has changed with the emergence of metahumans and superheroes. Amon Thomas, played by Bodhi Sabangi, is a die-hard superhero fan similar to Freddie Freeman in Shazam. His room is decked out in all the posters and memorabilia a superfan would want, which led to a fun moment when Black Adam accidentally burns a hole through Superman's poster, teasing a fun future for the two. While it didn't look like there was any reference to Justice League members yet to appear, like Zatanna or Green Arrow, he did have in his possession some fun comics for the existing members. This is just a nice notion that even in a world of superheroes, they still get their own comics, whether completely fictional or adaptations of real events. A Game of Thrones. One of the images used for posters comes directly out of the comics. It's of Black Adam sitting on the throne of Kahndaq, taken from 52 number 47. That moment comes in the film at the end after the climactic battle with Sabbac, but it goes differently than it does in the comics. Strangely, Black Adam doesn't claim his throne, instead he destroys it, but still claims sovereignty over Kahndaq. This is like the moment from Game of Thrones when Drogon melts the Iron Throne, but with less sentiment. The image of him on the decrepit throne is synonymous with Black Adam and his sense of justice and control, so it'll be interesting to see how the character continues to evolve in the DCEU. Nth Metal. Until the true villain reveals himself, Black Adam must go up against the Justice Society, led by Hawkman. He is given an update in the film, framing him as a hero made powerful and rich thanks to a mysterious element. What vibranium is to Black Panther, Nth Metal is now to Hawkman. He claims that the Javelin, the JSA's special jet, is made of the metal entirely. As those familiar with the comics lore will know, Nth Metal is intrinsically linked to Hawkman, and his counterpart, Hawkwoman, a fellow JSA member who deserves time to shine in the DCEU. It is extremely durable and grants vast strength and abilities to the wielder, as evidenced by all Hawkman was able to do with it in Black Adam. Interestingly, it is also linked with Hawkman's origins as a reincarnated Egyptian prince, a story that deserves to be told in his own DCEU film soon. Kidnapped by a scientist. Cyclone's origins were also a brief talking point in Black Adam. The aerokinetic, dancing hero, played by Quintessa Swindell, is a rookie member of the JSA, and as she uses nanites to heal Kareem after he was shot, she also says that they are how she got her powers. At 15 years old, she was subjected to an experiment by a scientist, infecting her with nanites that eventually granted her powers. This is a clear reference to the character, Tio Maro, although in the comics, this happened to her at 6 years old, who is also responsible for creating the second Red Tornado. Cyclone's grandmother, Ma Hunkel, is the first Red Tornado, though she has been greatly overshadowed by her android successor. This little tease tomorrow can set the stage for Red Tornado's introduction to the DCEU, which could happen in a Cyclone HBO Max series or a future JSA film. Post-credits similarity. While the news might have been leaked way before the film's release, Black Adam finally brought Henry Cavill's Superman back into the fray, even if it was just for a post-credits cameo. This was among theories for how Superman could return to the DCEU, and it sets the stage for a Man of Steel sequel. Funnily enough, this is the second time Superman and Black Adam have interacted in a movie's post-credits scene this year. DC League of Super Pets ended quite similarly, instead with Black Adam and his dog, Anubis, meeting with Superman and Krypto to tease a future team-up and/or rivalry in a sequel. Of course, The Rock was involved with both, having also voiced Black Adam and Anubis in the animated film. It seems like he was making sure that one way or another, Black Adam and Superman would fight soon. Shiruta Black Adam features a new, or rather altered, origin story for Teth Adam, as he is established as a slave in Kahndaq rather than the ruler. This change does affect certain choices in his story. His wife, played by Odilia Halevi, is named Shiruta, which also happens to be the capital of Kahndaq. In the comics, it is named that in her honor, but since Teth Adam never ruled in Black Adam, it's interesting they kept the name. That conundrum is very minor, and it doesn't offset the cool design of ancient Kahndaq. In another shot taken right from the comics, it shows Black Adam high over the city, featuring the giant statues of two men in front of the palace. It must run in the family. It turns out the main antagonist of Black Adam wasn't the JSA or Black Adam himself, but Ishmael Gregor, who becomes the Demon's champion as Sabak. He is played by Marwan Kenzari, who has experience playing dastardly villains from playing Jafar in Aladdin. Ishmael reveals that he is also the last living descendant to Black Adam's ancient enemy, King Ahk-Tun. They were able to lay the family resemblance on pretty thick by having Kenzari play both Ishmael and Ahk-Tun. Not only do the genes run in the family, but so too does the penchant for villainy. Young Rock Black Adam found a fun way to play up The Rock's work outside the DCEU, specifically the TV show based on his life, Young Rock. Uli Latukfu, who plays The Rock during his early 20s in the show, features as Black Adam's son, Harut, in his empowered form. Halan Christian plays Harut as normal. Once the casting of Latukfu was announced, this seemed like the likely option that he would play Osiris, Black Adam's son. While, presumably, this was a one-and-done cameo, there is a possibility for Latukfu to return if Eamon were to get empowered as he does in the comics. Latukfu could play his empowered form as he did for Harut. Amanda Waller's affiliations of the cameos in Black Adam, Viola Davis's as Amanda Waller, are the most extensive. While she clearly recorded this over Zoom or FaceTime, hence why she was never shown in person, it was cool to have her as the connecting force within the DCEU. Interestingly, during her call with Hawkman, his computer notes her affiliation with the Justice League, giving them a nod in a Justice Society story. The last the Justice League were seen was when they showed up late to the fight in the Peacemaker finale. This note in Black Adam is small, but it begs the question as to why the Justice Society was tasked with taking down Black Adam instead of the Justice League. It also seemingly frames Amanda Waller has a hand in all the major groups in the DCEU, the Nick Fury sending out the Justice League, JSA, and/or Suicide Squad where she sees fit. The JSA is a major team that deserves their own film, which should explore Waller's purview and the relationship between the various groups. Kondak's real heroes. One thing Black Adam really got right was the character's view of justice and punishment. While he acted heroically in fighting Sabbac and protecting his homeland and people, he wouldn't hesitate killing anyone who got in his way. He is truly an anti-hero, and it's exciting to see how that will evolve in the future. However, there are still heroes in Kondak, as he states, referencing Adriana's role in the comics. Some expected it to happen in Black Adam, but she gets a share of Death Adam's powers and transforms into Isis, similar to how Shazam's siblings got theirs. In some pre-movie comics, Adriana already uses the moniker, Isis, as a nighttime vigilante. This moment perfectly teases a sequel that will see Adriana as Isis with all her magical powers.